What's up guys, Expertise Gaming here. In today's video I'm going to be doing my first trolling video, and I'm going to be running around just messing around with people, talking to them about stories that are not actually true, and it's going to be really funny. Got a couple stories for you guys. This video might not be that long, but it's just a start out for my YouTube, and I hope everybody enjoys it and makes you subscribe, and thank you everybody for your support. La 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 la. Hey everybody. Alright, Zenith, say hello back.
What?
Alright, so one day I was walking up to a sheep, right? And he was like, bah ha ha ha. And it was my grandma's house. And I walked up in her house, and I walked in the bathroom because I had to use it. And I walked in, and her titties was sacking down to the floor. Them thing was like, boom. It's like crazy. And then one day, I was running around the house, and my mom told me, like, I was running around the house, and I said, I love you, Mom. And she was like, I love you too, honey. Can you take out the trash? And guess what I said?
What?
No. And it was just awesome, because then she just like smacked me right across the mouth, and I was like bleeding and stuff because I bit myself. My lip was bleeding for like 2 days because I couldn't stop it because she wouldn't help me fix it, because I was like 5 years old when I said that. And then, are you able to still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Alright, so now let me continue on with my next story. So one day me and Kenny Rogers was running around town, and we saw like this cow, right? And the cow was like really cool, so like we went up to it and stuff like that, and we just like grabbed its nuts, and that little junker just kicked me right in the donker. Oh my gosh, my grapes hurt and my donker hurt. Oh my god, that junk hurt. Oh my gosh, that junk just hurt so bad. And like one day I was like walking around, and it was just hurting so bad, and I had to like sit there, and like it was just like horrible and all that stuff, and it was just horrible. And then like I had to walk around and stuff like that, and then I had a big old bag of old titties. It was just great. All this stuff just happened in one day. Oh my gosh, let me tell you this one last little story right here. So one day I was walking around town, and I like saw this big old shop, and it was like really cool. So I asked my mom if I could go in there, and she said no. And I was like, but Mom, and she was like, no sweetie, you're not allowed to go in there. It's just too dangerous. I said, Mom, I'm old enough, and I was like 3 years old whenever this happened. And she was like, no. And then so whenever we went to the beach the next day, I got revenge on her, so I jumped in a big old pile of cactuses, and she was like, oh no. And then I was like, and like I just started laughing at her and stuff like that. It was all great. And then one day I climbed a tree and I wouldn't get down, and then I threw our cat at her, and the cat just started scratching her in the face. It was like great. And then like one day I walked into a store, and then like the guy just started shooting at me for no reason. And then I had to duck behind the counter and just sit there, wait for him to be done. And then he came around the counter and just like stabbed me in my gut. He just left me there to die and stuff like that. It was just horrible. And then one day I bought my mom a little plant, and then I just threw it to the ground right in front of her face. Oh my gosh, it was just so great. And then one day I was up and I was playing my game, right? And like this guy, like he just started cussing me out, and he said, alright, here's what you have to do. He said, I'm gonna track you down, I'm gonna freaking kill you, I'm gonna rape you. And guess what? He actually did it. And then one day, whenever I was running around, I had like a little cow, and like he was like my best friend. Like he was walking next to me and stuff. So one day I got a little emotional because I lost my best friend Kenny Rogers. So the cow was my best friend now. And then I put him a little backpack on, and I made him carry all my junk. So then once he started carrying all my junk, I was like, oh my gosh, he's such my friend. So I licked his little cow wiener, and then he licked mine, and then like he bit it on accident because he thought it was a big lump of hay. And he like bit my pubic hair off because he thought it was like rotten hay, I guess, because like it tasted so good to him. And then he got it stuck up in his teeth. And then So I was like, oh, so he has it stuck up in his teeth and he couldn't get it out. So I said, all right, time to go back to Kenny Rogers right now. And then whenever I went up to Kenny Rogers, I just like sucked on his little wiener. And then one of his pubes got stuck up in my mouth, up in my teeth and stuff. And then I couldn't get that little fucker out. That shit was like, oh no. And then I was like, har, har, har. And then one day he came back to my house and he was like, oh my gosh, is that junk still stuck up in your mouth? And I was like, yeah, it is. And then he was like, alright, let me rip that little fucker out. So, here's what he did. He took a big old pair of pliers right there, and then he just ripped my tooth out. That junk just came out like nothing. It was like a big old pile of poop. Oh my gosh, was I so happy right then, because I got that thing out of my mouth. Now I was able to do all that stuff. And are you still there? Can you hear me? Are you there? You know you want to say something back. If you don't talk back to me, that means you're horrible and you're an idiot. You're a retard if you don't talk. Hello? Can you still hear me, Zenith? Can you hear me? Leave the session. Alright, hey everybody. This is Expertise Gaming here, and I will be posting this trolling video on my YouTube, so go check me out at Expertise Gaming on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe, comment, like my videos. Please don't leave any hates, and I'll see you guys next time.
Alright, so what?
No, I need your help.
Alright,
Just how to hook up everything together.
so you want to fix that?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I'll upload this in the